Okay, so we are concluding our discussion here of culture and personality and the functionalist approach within anthropology. And we're going to be looking at the work of Max Gluckman. And he is the third and final author of the functionalist section in McGee and Worms. And for Gluckman, he really moves a lot of the conversation of functionalism out from the colonial encounter and brings it more into more perspective. And some might even classify his work as activist, applied activist type of work, at least in the different positions that he was in within the power structure, in the colonial power structure. Gluckman was born in South Africa in 1911. His education is both from Exeter and Oxford on Rhodes Scholarship. He's trained in law and actually wanted to be a lawyer in the context of South Africa. Then he takes an anthropology course, he becomes hooked, gets his doctorate from Oxford in 1936, does his field work from 1936 to 38 in Zululand, and becomes a research officer for the Rhodes Livingstone Institute in 1939, and then becomes director between 1941 and 1947. Academically, he's situated in the University of Manchester and becomes a professor of social anthropology. And so Gluckman is responsible for forming the Manchester School. And for Gluckman, the project is to combine the structural functionalism of Radcliffe Brown with a Marxist focus on inequality and oppression. And he created a critique of colonialism from within structuralism and from within the current existing power structure. Again, he can be viewed as a political activist, and he's openly and forcefully anti-colonial, so a rather refreshing change from the work of much of the functionalists historically. The focus of the Manchester School is fourfold. It's on first social problems and defining those, the processes of articulation, interpersonal interaction, as well as semantics and rhetoric. The Manchester School has an emphasis on case studies involving analysis of circumstances of social interaction to infer rules and assumptions. He looked at what was apparent, what was the apparent overriding order, and noted the conflict that was contained within it. So here you see that there's conflict that exists within functioning aspects of society as a whole. So in this three-part lecture series here, recorded lecture, I hope to have given you guys a good sense of the two schools within anthropology, one very much American and one very much British. And of course these move over time as well. With culture and personality, the key actors to consider from the text are Margaret Mead and Ruth Benedict. The functionalist approach, you have Bronislaw Malinowski, Radcliffe Brown, and Max Gluckman.